at the United Center, Madison Street, Chicago, Illinois. 24,000 plus on hand. And the Chicago Bulls leading the New York Knicks 42-41. Craig Sager is with New York Knicks interim coach Jeff Van Gundy.
Well, Coach, your confidence in John Starks paid off. Despite early foul trouble, he came out in that second quarter and gave you a great big lift.
Yeah, he drove the ball well, and he got to the rim and made some free throws, made some plays for us, and he's good at that.
Michael wasn't involved too much offensively in the first quarter, but he was in the second. Who gets the defensive assignment in the second half?
Again, it's more of a team thing. We'll play different guys on him, but Derek will start on him, and we just have to do a good job on the other guys. And the whole key right now is we've turned it over 9 times for 14 points, and we've given them 14 points off second shot. So 28 of their 42 points are off things that our defense can't handle. So it's really not our defense as much as handling the ball and rebounding.
Okay, thanks a lot. The Knicks down by just 1 at intermission. Let's go back to Vern.
All right, Craig, take a look at a Bull breakdown offensively and statistically. Jordan with 18 points, the other starters with 20. But the key figure there is that bottom line. Pippen and Kukoc, 2 of 14 in the field tonight. That is just extraordinary, Danny.
Well, they got to find a way to get Tony involved in the offense, and shooting three-pointers with the shot clock down is not necessarily the best way. They got to try to get him some easy baskets, post-ups, using his quickness off the dribble and try to beating Oakley or the matchup that he has. But if you're Phil Jackson, you got to be pretty happy. You're up by 1 with a poor shooting performance by 2 of your key players.
Well, Jeff Van Gundy told us this morning he wants this game in the 95 to 100 range. At least through the halfway point, he's not there. Is that a bad sign ultimately for New York?
Well, not necessarily, but New York still has to get more scoring. Starks gave him a big lift there in the second quarter, but the key, as Gundy said right there, take care of the ball, not give Chicago points. 28 of their 42 points are off hustle points, and they have no chance of beating the Bulls if they continue to allow that to happen.
Michael Jordan against Mason, 2 points tonight. Harper, 4 points. Starks, 5. Hubert Davis yielded 7 points. We're underway with the second half of play. And we'll check the floor for you. Here's Pippen, 2 for 10. And he hit 46% in the regular season. Ron Harper guarded by John Starks. Right wing, Jordan takes the jumper off the front edge, and Anthony Mason has it, gets it in the hands of Derek Harper. Back to Mason. The putback's no good, and here comes Rodman with another rebound. Starks with the steal. Rodman has 12 rebounds. Underneath, Anthony Mason. No again. Battle into the hands of Ron Harper.
Well, 2 fast break opportunities, a 2-on-1 and actually a 1-on-2 on that second one. Opportunities for Mason to get the score. They couldn't finish off the basket.
Jordan finds Longley. It's tipped out of bounds. New York will inbound. Here's an interesting stat. With John Starks on the floor tonight, the Knicks are up by 11. When he's on the bench, they're down by 12.
Well, John's been very good. He was not only good offensively there in the second quarter, getting him 8 points, 6 from the free throw line, but I thought he did a good defensive job on Jordan, making him work extra hard.
Basket from Oakley, and the New York Knicks have reclaimed the lead. Their last lead was 1:39 remaining in the first quarter. They trailed by 10 in the second quarter. They did not lead in game 1, though they tied it twice. Oakley with a rebound. Starks finds Mason. Pippen defensively. Here's Ewing over Longley. No. Rodman with his 13th rebound.
Well, the Knicks have had 4 good looks at the basket so far to start this half. They just got to be able to make those shots if they have a chance of beating Chicago.
Pick and roll, Harper and Rodman. Ron Harper underneath the basket. 5 on the shot clock. Here's Pippen driving. Rodman misses with the follow. Pippen is now 2 of 11. And the pass is tipped. No, it was not tipped. Starks and Derek Harper misconnect.
Well, Oakley and Rodman have been in a battle this whole series, and they're going to continue battling as long as this series goes on. 2 very aggressive players. They both know how to act. They both know how to rebound.
That is the first New York turnover in the last 13 minutes of play. Recall that they had 4 turnovers in 5 possessions during one stretch. Late first quarter. In and out for Pippen.
They continue to struggle in the half-court sets.
Pick and roll, Starks and Mason. They force him baseline. Mason picks it up. There's Ewing underneath. And he misfires.
Another easy miss shot. Good execution by Mason, taking the ball to the basket off the double team of Starks.
Jordan runs into Ewing. Nope. Oakley, not Ewing.
Bill Jackson not happy with Chicago's offense right now. They're struggling. New York's getting good looks, can't finish. Chicago can't even get a good look at a basket.
9:30 remaining, quarter number 3. Knicks up by 1.
The NBA playoffs on TNT are brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And by Dutch Boy Paints. Give your home the lasting look of Dutch Boy.
Like a 6 World Series, 6 basketball seasons, 6 hockey playoffs, 6 football seasons, and just 1 tune-up after 100,000 miles. Vortec engines, 1 more reason to drive a Chevy truck. Chevy Trucks.
There's a place where UV rays beat down so mercilessly they're nearly twice as intense as the sun's. No, it's not some blazing spot in the equator. It's the Dutch Boy Paint Testing Facility, where we test our exterior house paints to make sure they resist fading, blistering, and peeling. It's one of over 75 tests we do to make sure that when you buy Dutch Boy, you're not just getting a paint that looks beautiful. You're getting a paint that lasts. We guarantee it. Give your home the lasting look of Dutch Boy.
Growing up, I was probably the biggest kid in my neighborhood. No, I was definitely the biggest. I don't remember exactly when I figured out it would be pretty easy to get my way. I think it was in 7th grade.
It's our ball. It's our ball.
But I decided then that I wasn't going to use my size.
Hold it. Next one's ours.
I wanted to use my head, and I still do.
Patrick Ewing tonight, 15 points. He's been matched up straight up against Longley. Much of the night he scored 12 against him. Buda Edwards on for a short time. Patrick got 3 against him. Wennington a very short time. Wennington, by the way, did not pick up a foul, so I picked up the popcorn.
Well, Patrick, right when the game started, Vern, he wasn't aggressive in the first half of game 1 and settled out for the perimeter shots. And here, he started the game out quick, very aggressive, going to the basket, and kind of fell asleep and started shooting nothing but perimeter shots in the second quarter.
Jordan, fadeaway jumper. That ends the drought in the second half for Chicago.
Oh, and beautiful defense by the Knicks. Guards that time are all over Michael.
Bulls now 1 of 7 from the field in the quarter. Jordan is 8 of 17 in the ball game. Anthony Mason, guarded by Rodman, picked up 2 quick fouls and nothing since. Here's Starks. Pump fake. Takes the shot into the hands of Scottie Pippen. Mason is back. So is Harper. So is Oakley. Out to Michael Jordan, picked up by John Starks. Jumper falls.
Well, as soon as you see the game in trouble, who comes to the rescue? Michael Jordan once again. His 2 very difficult shots.
Back to a 3-point Chicago edge. Well, many thought that Sunday was going to be New York's best chance to steal one here. But they're down by only 3 here in the third quarter in game 2. Patrick Ewing, now they're down by 1, and the Bulls are not playing much better than they did Sunday afternoon.
Ooh, another difficult shot, though, Vern. What a great shot. Good defense by the Bulls. To the 2 stars hitting very difficult shots to keep their team in this game.
Longley. Back to Jordan. This one not there. At the other end, Harper was waiting for it, gets the pass. Takes the jumper, in and out. Longley with a rebound.
That's okay. That's a good shot by Harper. They need to get good looks. If they try to use some more clock, they might not get as good a look as Harper had on the fast break.
Pippen continues his drought. He's now 2 of 13. Jordan. Tip to Longley. Left side. Scottie Pippen. 3-second violation, however, while all that was going on.
Oh, watch how good Michael Jordan gets right here. He comes over to gets the open pass here. Here comes Starks over to double team him. Jordan just shoots and runs away from the double team, shoots right over Harper, right in his face. That's a very difficult shot.
So is drawing on the fly like that, isn't it? Especially with a moving target.
Yeah, with that telestrator way over there, it's very difficult.
Here's Ewing. He's fouled by Longley.
I'm Vern again. I can't say it enough. I'm just surprised that Patrick doesn't do more of that. Keeps the pressure on Longley, beats him off the dribble, be more aggressive when he catches it in the low post.
Longley's third foul, so he gives way to Bill Wennington, and Patrick goes to the line again.
I just don't believe that Luke Longley can guard Patrick in that type of scene right there. Patrick's been settling a lot for the outside jumpers. We'll see if he changes the mentality here in the second half as he did in game 1, second half.
This is only his third free throw of the night. He's now hit 2 of 3, and we're tied again.
You know, a lot of times when a player is struggling from the free throw line, it makes them afraid to go to the basket, to have to go back to the free throw line to try to score.
One of 2. Pippen has it. Pippen and Harper, and Wennington and Jordan and Rodman. Rodman gives it off to Pippen. Got the runner. No! Offensive foul, no basket.
Beautiful play by Patrick Ewing. Scottie Pippen struggling from the perimeter. Feels like he needs to find another way to get an easy basket. Does the right thing by going to the basket. Beautiful help defense by Patrick Ewing, taking the charge.
7:15 to go, third quarter. Knicks and Bulls tied game 2 from United Center in Chicago. Here's Ewing. Wennington guards him. Jordan comes back and waves at him. Ewing takes it in, got the basket, and goes to the free throw line.
Well, the first possession in the second half should counter that third possession in the first half, so we're even on that side bet. Wennington fouls him first time Patrick touches the ball in the low post.
You just want the popcorn back.
Well, Patrick's doing a good job, though. This is the kind of aggression he needs to have, is just attack the defense, put those guys all in foul trouble.
Boy, what a struggle at the free throw line.
If he keeps shooting free throws like that, then I'll be all for him to shoot the perimeter jump shot.
2 of 5 from the free throw line tonight. And a 2-point New York lead. Here's Pippen. 2 of 13 and a turnover.
Now you can see Scotty had the open three-point shot from the perimeter, but not feeling confident whatsoever in that three-point shot right now.
Starks. Harper, good job of boxing out, cleans the rebound down, finds Scottie Pippen. Neither team hitting well. Here's Rodman guarded by Ewing. Mason's on Pippen. John Starks late getting it. Ron Harper for 3.
Well, Starks decided to gamble right there. Go double team Michael Jordan, who usually just shoots fadeaways anyway. We saw the double team didn't help when they went to double Jordan the time before. That time leaves leaves Harper wide open for a 3.
Mason underneath the basket, kicks it out to Starks, who drives, and a 3-second violation.
Well, right here, Starks comes a little earlier because Jordan hit the last one, but there is no rotation to Harper. They're just going to concede the wide open three-pointer to Harper. They got to make a decision, the Knicks do, on defense. Are they going to double team Michael and take everybody else out of the game? Or are they going to let Michael play one-on-one? Can't let him do both, Vern.
Back to a one-point Chicago edge. 5:45 to go in the quarter. Jordan is stripped of the ball. Another Chicago turnover. Starks barely hangs on to it. Derek Harper slows it down. The entry pass to Patrick Ewing. Pippen comes on the double team, and it makes him pay in the corner. A 3-point basket for Derek Harper.
And the same thing for the Bulls at the other end. They said they're going to let the three-headed monster of Chicago play Patrick one-on-one in the low post. There they double down, leave Harper wide open for a 3. That's the way to get your other teammates involved.
Pippen for 3. Got it. Well, he finally found an oasis.
And that's the biggest basket Scotty's hit in a long time. Clapped his hands, felt very good. He needs to be able to shoot that shot because they're giving him that shot all night.
Harper at the other end misses. Mason can't control it. Here comes Ron Harper, and Derek Harper knocks it out of bounds.
Oh, good defense by Derek Harper. Terrible fast break execution by Ron Harper. You got Ron Harper and Michael Jordan on a 2-on-1. You got to get nothing less than a dunk.
New York with 8 turnovers in the first quarter to only 4 for Chicago, but look at the difference since. We've got a ball game.
Check out Saturday Nitro every Saturday night on TNT.
I do not drive to work. I do not drive to get from point A to point B. I do not drive to run away from the world. I just love to drive.
The new 1996 Monte Carlo. Personal space from genuine Chevrolet. The cars more Americans trust. See your Chevy dealer for special 4.8% APR financing on Monte Carlo.
$6.99 for a complete meal?
Yeah, $6.99.
Great.
Drop the drink.
Want a complete meal that includes desserts and beverages? Old Country Buffet has what you want, all for one low price.
You dropped your beverage.
Old Country Buffet, we're real close to home.
If you need storage space, you need Calverton Self-Storage. We have units of all sizes and outdoor storage for your boat, RV, or horse trailer. And check out these prices. Compare our rates with other facilities and see how much you save at Calverton Self-Storage. No gimmicks, just low prices. We're just minutes from Manassas and Warrenton, and a short drive from Loudon or Fairfax. Call Calverton Self-Storage for information and directions. 1-800-924-5985.
Michael Jordan's injured back has received the most modern pharmaceutical and scientific treatment, and now that he's healthy, he says, please, no more home remedies. He's gotten the usual, the lotions, the ointments, the pills, the plasters, the rubs, and the sprays, but also the unusual. This is pulverized willow bark. That is supposed to be nature's aspirin. Dried apples, that's a laxative. Chew of peppermint, that's supposed to numb the pain. How about this one? Minerals, herbs, and animal organs to get rid of the supernatural. Exotic mushrooms, that's supposed to be a stimulant, and my favorite, leeches to suck out the bad blood. Hey, Vern, got any back pain tonight, buddy?
Hey, Craig, I had some of that pulverized willow bark in my salmon last night. It was terrific.
That looks like Bill Walton's home remedy right there for his feet and back, particularly the mushrooms.
Yeah. Under 5 minutes to go, third quarter. Here's Jordan guarded by Harper. Spin move, loses control. Another Chicago turnover. Here's Starks. Back into the hands of Derek Harper. Harper for three. Got it.
Good execution by the Knicks right there. And you can see the Knicks are playing very confident basketball. They're taking the open shots when they're there. But the bottom line is the Bulls are just starting to turn the ball over way too much, allowing New York to get easy baskets in transition.
In the third quarter now, 9 points off turnovers for the Knicks. Here's Jordan in and out. Pippen with the offensive board draws the foul.
Well, Pippen got switched off, went right to the boards, knew that Michael was going to shoot the ball. Right here, Starks gets beat on the pump fake, but recovers very quickly, jumps up. There's Oakley over to help on the shot, too. Michael had a pretty good look. Pippen anticipated the shot, moved in, got the offensive board.
Well, that's a fortuitous bounce. Went about 3 feet up in the air and plopped right back through. Jordan gets a rest. Pippen with another free throw. Michael sat the last minute of the first quarter.
You know, that might be a good idea to have Michael off the bench with Kukoc and Pippen. Maybe they'll try to stop watching Michael try to score the points and try to do something on their own with Michael resting on the bench.
Starks into the hands of Mason. 9 on the shot clock. 4:05 in the quarter. Here's Ewing, the double team from Kukoc. No basket. Foul before the shot.
Another foul on Winnington. Good execution, good aggressive move by Patrick down there. Kukoc is trying to help out. He just spins on Winnington. Winnington gives him a little shove in the back. Ticky-tack foul by Winnington, but that's the nature of the beast when you're a backup center in the NBA.
That's the third team foul on Chicago. Here's Harper. Pippen guards him. Starks off the screen. Ewing calls for it. Kukoc laying back. Oakley takes the three. And Rodman has another rebound. That's 15 rebounds.
Not a bad look for Oakley. They challenged him and dared him to take the three. He knew how Kukoc was going to play him. Not a bad look for Oakley.
Pippen, but before the shot, a whistle.
Chicago's struggling right now in the half-court offense. They're just not taking care of the ball. They're not getting good looks. New York's defense has a lot to do with it. Mason has done a good job on Pippen, on Kukoc. Starks and Harper have kept Michael under check, kept him to shoot the ball from the perimeter, and kept him off the free throw line.
Chicago 4 of 16 tonight. They were ineffective in game one as well. 3 of 19 in game one from three-point range.
Well, the only thing New York hasn't done perfectly on defense is keep the Bulls off of the offensive glass.
Ewing, Kukoc out on him. Foul on Ron Harper. His third.
And there's John Starks again, using his quickness on Harper.
Fourth team foul. And Mason will throw it in.
Well, they got to get the ball down to Patrick in the low post. He's got Bill Winnington guarding him. They know that he's going to get the benefit of the calls down there. He's been able to get easy baskets to the hoop.
Starks, see if he takes him off the dribble. Nope. Here's Ewing. Double comes from Kukoc. Ewing goes baseline and travels.
Well, they decided to double team Patrick that time, and he didn't make a good adjustment. You see the double team coming, you got to get the ball up to the open man. Chicago's done a good job of confusing Patrick in the low post.
Pick and roll, Wennington, Harper. Ball is knocked out of bounds, and a foul call before it goes out of bounds. Foul is on Starks, his third.
Well, there, John Starks is cheating on the pick and roll. Harper decides to use his quickness and go baseline. Pretty good defensive play by Starks right there. Covered a lot of ground after he tried to push Harper to the baseline.
Picked up 2 quick fouls in the first quarter, and he's going to have to give way now to Hubert Davis with 6 seconds shy of 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Ron Harper at the line.
Starks has been a big boost right here defensively, creating turnovers, getting the ball to the basket. He needs a blow sometime in the game. Hubert Davis has shot the ball well, probably giving him a rest while Michael's resting at the other end.
Harper with his second. Bulls up by 2. Now for the Knicks now, Derek Harper, Anthony Mason, Ewing, Charles Oakley, and Hubert Davis. They kick it back to Patrick Ewing. Rodman, another rebound. 16.
I just don't like that offense, Vern. I just think that if you get the ball down to Patrick on the post and Harper shooting the ball well from the three-point line, you got Hubert Davis there, I think good things will happen.
Harper over Hubert Davis, no. Ewing with the rebound. Here come the Knicks trying to force it. Hubert Davis fouled by Scottie Pippen. That's his second.
Hubert Davis, Vern, one of the best shooters in the entire NBA. Hasn't had a great reputation of being able to play the defensive end, although that's improved a great deal. He came in being able to be a great shooter, had a lot of weaknesses to his game. Nobody in the league works harder in practice before the games. We've seen him out there 3 hours shooting around at shoot-arounds before games. Loves to play the game. I think he has a great future.
Chicago 50% in each of the first 3 games in Miami. 38% for the night in the win here Sunday, and 35% tonight. And Hubert Davis misses the free throw. My goodness. Wennington, it goes out of bounds, hit last by the Knicks.
He was trying to throw the ball down court to Ron Harper. Ron Harper was open on the wing. Good vision by Dennis Rodman, just a horrible pass.
Kukoc picked up by Mason. Here's Scottie Pippen finding Ron Harper in the corner. He drives strong to the lane, goes for Rodman underneath. It's knocked out of bounds, and Chicago will throw it in.
Well, right here with Michael Jordan out of the game, Ron Harper seems to be the most aggressive offensive player for the Bulls.
6 on the shot clock, 2 in the game clock in the third quarter. And the Bulls up by 1. Here's Scottie Pippen. Turnaround jumper. And the Knicks have it.
Well, Scottie's still struggling, but that's a shot. That's a tough shot. He had to shoot over a double team. No time left on the shot clock. Those are the kind you don't really like to shoot when you're struggling from the field.
4 of 15 Sunday 3 of 16 tonight.
Well, and he's still been a little bit of a factor because of his offensive rebounding, because of the great defensive plays that he made in the first half. But they really need him to step up and score here. I just don't know if Michael will be able to do it. But Jackson's got Michael resting over on the sideline. Maybe he feels he's going to need 20 points out of Michael in the fourth quarter to win this game.
Now let's take a look at tonight's Chevy scoreboard. One game earlier this evening, Utah demolished San Antonio by 20. Anthony Mason for 2.
Ooh, that's a bonus when you get a shot from Mason from more than 12 feet away. More than 8 feet away, for that matter.
Final 125. And the Knicks leading by 1. Here's Kukoc guarded by Mason. Scottie Pippen guarded by Derek Harper. Skip pass out to Ron Harper for 3. Another big basket from Ron Harper.
Well, you can see how New York does not respect Ron Harper, because when they leave to double off of Ron Harper, they make no attempt to rotate anybody out to him. Even Dennis Rodman is standing under the basket. Oakley won't go out to leave him, so they have no respect for Ron Harper's three-point ability. He's made him pay twice in a row.
Ewing is stripped to the ball. It goes off Ewing. Take a look at the three-pointer from Ron Harper.
Well, once the ball was knocked out, they should have recovered to Harper sooner, but they continued the trap all the way out to Scottie Pippen and left Ron Harper open for the 3.
We've had 2 ties and 8 lead changes in the third quarter alone. Kukoc. Ron Harper for 3. This one won't fall. Ewing has the rebound. Foul by Wennington in the backcourt.
Well, good 2-for-1 possession right there. They were trying to push it up the court, 2-for-1, but Wennington did him a favor, reached in and got the cheap foul, sending Patrick to the line. Might be a good foul for Wennington, the way Patrick's been shooting the free throws.
Look at this free throw disparity and the low number really for both teams, but particularly for Chicago.
Yeah, New York's done a great job defensively, keeping Chicago on the perimeter. Kukoc and Pippen have not been a factor penetrating to the basket. They've done a good job of keeping them on the perimeter. If it wasn't for Jordan and Harper's 2 3-pointers, Chicago would really be struggling.
Michael Jordan, Steve Kerr coming back to the floor now for the Bulls, and Pippen and Rodman will sit. And Patrick Ewing has one more free throw. We are tied at 59 with 36 seconds to go. Quarter number 3, game 2, best of 7 series. In the Eastern Conference semifinals, Kukoc.
That's a great idea. All of a sudden, take Mason off of Kukoc, put Oakley on Kukoc. That's what Phil Jackson wanted. Spread the floor with your outside shooters and let Kukoc take Charles Oakley. First big play by Kukoc of the night.
His first basket tonight, 1 of 5. Here's Harper for Oakley. Mason has the rebound. Kicks it back out to Hubert Davis. Air ball. The putback, no. The second putback, no. And Wennington saves it for Chicago. A big quarter for Ron Harper. His threes help maintain the edge for the Bulls, but it's a shaky edge. A 2-point margin.